This is Rich. Did I put it on 3 minutes? I think I did.
How he talking? I want you to hear what he has to say.
Okay. So, ever since Trump passed what he passed, right? The whole 6-3 judges and all that, I see a lot of FBA coming online celebrating and saying, turn in your passport, saying it's time for you to go home, saying Trump just solidified indigenous.
Are they FBAs?
Black Americans and their rights to the land and all that. So I'm just wondering, like, does this mean we have been arguing with dumb people called FBA? Because the whole basis of the argument was you said you're not African. You said you're indigenous to the land. You said you were here before the white man showed up with slaves. So why are you celebrating about an executive order, 14th Amendment, that was passed for slave children of slaves? I told you.
Children? The children of the slaves. See, we're slaves of those children. I said that the other day in one of my videos, and I confused a couple of people. But if you are not the descendant of a slave, in other words, obviously the first people they brought here were slaves, and all of the people, all that they gave birth to, all of their children, they didn't born us as Americans. We were born as slaves of those children. We are just what this guy said. So everybody else who came here, that's black, because you came in maybe the late part of the 1800s, and you came over here, what was I saying? The late 1800s, early 1900s? Because you got to remember, some black people they came from wherever they came from. They were not the descendants of the children that were slaves. They're not descendants. Some people say foundational black Americans, but you need to correct that. Foundational black Americans, maybe you are. But if you are not the descendant, if you are not the slave child of the original slaves, then you're not an FBA, a freed black American. And that is the difference.
Not from Africa, you're indigenous. So how are you a child of a slave then? How? You guys will celebrate anything, even your wife, I swear to God, you black Americans, anything the white man says, right? Contrary to Africans, any other person you celebrate. Even if it's at your own detriment, you celebrate. Now FBAs are celebrating 14th Amendment for slave kids. And they say they were not slaves, they are indigenous.
You know the law.
He ain't lying. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. Just because you got black skin and your people came over here and migrated in the 1900s or 1902, that does not make you the slave of a child. You have to be the slave of those children. Otherwise, you ain't entitled to no reparations from the government. And that